Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino. Yeah, that's me. I just realized something. Not only is this my post-market wrap-up on this lovely Monday, it is also the first day of summer. And let me tell you, it is hot out here in Las Vegas. Whew, seriously. All right, so people, we have to talk a lot of stuff going on here today. Where to start? How about the market? A very nice rally today across the board. A lot of buying in this market. No surprise to you. I explained to you that this dip would get bought. Despite the calls for crashes and this and that. I mean, turn these people off. Turn them off. They don't understand what's happening or why it's happening. And that's the why part of it is even worse. Again, this is a mechanism here to wipe out the middle class and make the one percenters and the well-off people richer than they already are, at the expense again of the backbone of the United States and the world, which is the middle class, and they are suffering here. All right, anyway, so yes, a really nice rally today on Wall Street. Started pre-market in the futures, which were down hard last night. I was looking at the stock futures last night when they were down really hard, and I was like, okay, it's going to be a wild day. Then I got up this morning. I look at my phone. That's where I track it, and I started laughing. I literally started laughing. And I'm sure you did too. So anyway, let's put this all together. What's going on here? Crude oil, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, people, WTI, is just about $74 a barrel. Yes, that gave a nice boost to the stock market. Overall, boost the energy sector, boost the financial sector. You know that. These investment banks are leveraged beyond their eyeballs in crude oil, and they are loving it. 10-year yield stable. Dollar got hit today. No surprise to you yet again. This where the dollar is right now cannot be maintained in the current environment. Again, this knee-jerk higher after the Fed announcement. I mean, what did the Fed say? Jay Powell, yellow stain himself. I mean, this man is pathetically disgusting vomit as human being. They all are. Every Fed president. They're all the same. And I think you already know that. But anyway, what did he say? He said the Federal Reserve is going to keep on buying assets like you cannot possibly believe. And maybe in 23, maybe we will start to taper or lift off. Maybe he's talking about blanking off. That's what I think. I think the Federal Reserve, all of them, they have a big circle, Jerk. You can't say these words out here. Every day that they're fisting the United States of America, the world, and its citizens, essential banks around the world. People, you know who they are. They're public enemy number one. Number one. What they're doing is a crime in progress. And do you hear, I don't know, calls from our representatives to try to maybe rein in the Fed? Or how about no? How about they just want more spending? Give cash to everyone. Sounds great, doesn't it? As our debt to GDP ratio here in the United States is cratering, just like our economy is in free fall. You think the Fed's going to stop doing what they're doing? I don't even care. I told you. If they start to taper or whatever the heck they're going to do, it's not going to matter. They're still going to be buying historic amounts of assets. Even when they start to taper, whenever that may be. It's not going to stop. I told you. They are issuing debt through one door and they're buying it through another door. It's massively inflationary. You watching the mainstream channels, all they're talking about is inflation, 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 inflation. As a matter of fact, we heard from Fed President Kaplan today, one of the things I want to talk about regarding inflation. Anyway, let me go back to the market. So despite this rally on Wall Street today, this dip being bought, and it will continue, you got China right now again cracking down on cryptocurrencies, miners, and it's hitting cryptos right now. There's no doubt about it. But to me, the more bearish people become on any asset, the more bullish I become. I don't know how to turn that off. I really don't. And I sincerely still believe, And look, this is me, okay? This is what I'm telling you how I feel about it. I'm still a bull here. I've been a raging bull on cryptos for a very, very long time. Yes, I got in pretty much all of my cryptos except Dash a long time ago. So I have substantial profits in these things. Dash is the only one I'm underwater in. I'm still buying. I can't help it. When I hear people getting bearish, or the more bears that are out there with regard to crypto, the more bullish I become. I just don't know how to turn that off, like I just said. It's an amazing thing. All right, now, gold and silver put on gains today. Gold put on a nice gain. Silver put on a fractional gain, despite the dollar getting hit pretty hard today. And like I said earlier, this knee-jerk higher in the dollar that we got that really sent the dollar soaring, it's going to give all of that back and then some. Just be ready for that. 10-year yield stable. I already told you about crude oil, about $74 a barrel, going much, much higher. No surprise to you, anyone that follows this blog. I pretty much nailed crude to the wall. Now, let us move forward here, people. So we heard from Federal Reserve President Kaplan. Now, Federal Reserve President Kaplan is saying this, and it's going to be no surprise to you. But let me just read this to you. He's saying, duh. Now, he didn't say duh. That was me. But he's saying that the Federal Reserve is going to have to taper sooner than later because inflation is getting too hot. Now we can add the duh. Or maybe a double the duh. I mean, come on. You got to be high as a kite not to understand what's going on. This is deliberate. This is a deliberate act. And I already told you about China cracking down on crypto mining. Just lovely. Now, here we go. A few weeks ago, I explained to you that Bank of America came out and they're putting a $100 target on crude oil. Well, today, they put out another statement about crude oil hitting $100 by 2022. So that's not too far off, and I'm going to have to agree here. I know it seems almost maybe kind of abstract. I mean, we're at 74. Why can't we hit 100? Why can't we hit 200? Again, the mechanism here with regard to crude oil, the investment banks, the military-industrial complex working in concert with each other, you know how it works. Nothing is what it seems, and nothing is real. Now, how about this one? We heard yet again from Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor, a voting member of the Federal Reserve, also known as Neil Kashkari, he's really Lex Luthor, he said the Federal Reserve dot plot is useless. I mean, it is useless. Dot plot. It should call it a duh plot. A duh plot. It doesn't matter anyway what the plot says. Look, let me explain this to you. Plots or anything doesn't matter. What the Fed is doing now and has been doing since the meltdown of 2008 has all been thought out. All of it. There's nothing here that the Federal Reserve does that has not been thought about longer than a decade ago. You see, the Federal Reserve, in my view, the Federal Reserve is 20 to 25 years ahead of where we are. Okay? And they are stringing along the global financial system according to a plan that has been laid out decades ago. This is actually the truth, okay? So they're not flying by the seat of their pants as many people think, and how I believe that the Federal Reserve wants to give the image that they're kind of flying by the seat of their pants, but nothing could be further from the truth. They've had a plan now in motion since their inception in 1913, central banking here. So, they have a very methodical, slow approach to what they're doing. That is world domination via owning the entire financial system, the military-industrial complex, the corporate agenda now emerging with governments around the world. It's all of it has been thought out decades ago. And what the Federal Reserve is implementing now and what they've been doing, again, this is scamdemic too. Believe me, you know this already, most of you. This was not by accident. They picked the right time and the right place to allow this thing to happen, to shut down the global economy, to allow the merger between these corporations and this new American government, the hub we are right here, to wipe out small businesses, wipe out the middle class here. This was thought out decades ago as well. And there's more, much more coming down the pike. I think you know that. Now, just real quick, I want to apologize to those of you who subscribe to my free newsletter. I put out a free newsletter. I think most of you know that. There is a link to my free newsletter in the description of this video. I almost never go there and check it out, but today I just happened to do that. And I have seen it devolve into a horrible thing. There are people out there, that hate my freaking guts. And that's okay. I don't know what, they have nothing better to do. They live in their mom's basement. I don't know, little retards. I don't know what they are. But they have nothing better to do to shill over there in my free newsletter. All I'm trying to do, I created that platform for all of you, to bring all of you together, maybe help each other out, take advantage of this market. And there are people out there accusing me of creating fake accounts, accusing me of creating fake reviews on my book, all kinds of stuff. They're making stuff up, and be very, very careful about what you're hearing over there. If it's not from me directly, don't listen to it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that newsletter there, looking at what it has clearly devolved into. Maybe I'll just get rid of it altogether. I don't know. I will let you know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe it'll work out. Work itself out. Some of you maybe want to go over there. Again, there is a link in the description of this video, and let those trolls know what you think. I am out here twice a day working my hardest to keep all of you ahead of this curve. And I really do believe this. I've done a really good job of that. And I believe that because people write to me every day. And they say, Greg, you know what? Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I'm not always right. I am not always right with trading or anything else. But for the most part, I think my track record is pretty good. Anyway, for now, I will keep that newsletter open. And I'm going to count on you. Okay? If you think I'm doing a good job, let those trolls in my free newsletter, let them know about it, okay? Again, you can subscribe to my newsletter. It's 100% free. There is a link in the description of this video. Find those trolls and let them know that you think maybe Greg is a good guy and he's done good for you. If I haven't, then I do apologize for that. But anyway, that's it. I'm gonna leave you off with that. People, very important video. Lots of important stuff here. You knew this dip was going to get bought in this market. I told you. With regard to cryptos, I know a lot of you are getting upset about what you're seeing here. Cryptos are extremely volatile, especially if Elon Musk wants to tweet this and China's doing that and blah blah blah. I still see value here in these things. I'm still holding mine, adding to positions I currently have. I have no intention at all of selling my crypto positions that I'm currently in. Like I said, I own most of the big ones. My most recent one I bought was Dash. I am underwater there, but I'm buying. And I'm going to continue to buy until people turn bullish. Because right now there's too many damn bears. And when people get this bearish on any kind of an asset, I want to own it. I don't know about you, but that's how I work. This guy here sincerely loves you a lot. And if you would do me a favor, subscribe to my free newsletter. Again, link in the description of this video. And let those trolls know how you think, or what you think about me, what you think about my work. And I'll go over there and check it out. I'll see you tomorrow.